No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you've come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Hit it. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Open to you, y'all. Let's all stand up for our first song. We're going to call into this room the grace of God.
Sometimes we drift into the night, like a sheep without a shepherd. And then it comes, we find the light, the love that brings us all together. The grace of God, the grace of God, the grace of God is in my life. God is in my life. The grace of God, the grace of God, the grace of God is in my life. God is in my life. We wander off with disbelief, the love of God that lives in you and me. Harassed and torn by earthly greed, we seek the Spirit that will set us free. The grace of God, the grace of God, the grace of God is in my life. God is in my life. The grace of God, the grace of God, the grace of God is in my life. God is in my life. There's not a place where we can go where God is not already waiting there. From mountain high to valley low, the miracle of love is everywhere. The grace of God, the grace of God, the grace of God is in my life. God is in my life. The grace of God, the grace of God, the grace of God is in my life. God is in my life, is in my life. God is in my life.
Give yourselves a hand. That was awesomeness.
We are here to celebrate, as we usually do on Sundays. Our beloved Reverend Paula is still on sabbatical leave. She will be back next Sunday, I believe. But today you'll have yours truly as the speaker. My name is Ardell McCoy. I'm being ministerial host and the speaker for today, so I'm doing a little bit of double duty. Unity is a positive, progressive approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus. Jesus believed that he was a master teacher. We believe he was a master teacher that knew his divine potential and that he strived to allow us to show us that we too carry that presence within. So I'm going to be talking about some of that today. We are an inclusive community, so everyone, and I mean everyone, is welcome here at Unity. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's get started. Please join me in activated consciousness as we recite our vision statement. And it's on the board together. A spiritually awakened world, living in peace, love. We have a mission statement. And our mission is transform lives that transform the world. And so at this time, we usually have a bit of an opening prayer. So if you will just be still, go inside, and be comfortable while I bring us to this point of celebration. How grateful I am to be here in this moment in time, recognizing and knowing that there's only one life. And that life is God. That is the cosmic energy that shot forth all that is. There's nothing separate. In the beginning, God, and from it came forth everything. And so knowing that we are imbued with that energy, with that power, with that presence, I'm knowing that each one of us carries the high watch, the high consciousness for today's service. We bless our beloved Reverend Paula, who said yes to the call and showed up here, and we have since exponentially grown to meet the high watch that has been held by all the members of Unity. I bless each ministry, each person that says yes to the call of their time and talent, volunteering to make this service great, grand, and glorious. I bless our house band and singers who bring us that joy de vie every Sunday. We are so blessed to have all that there is, and we have good cooks here too. So I'm knowing that as this day unfolds, it is done in a most wondrous way. God is on time, in time, and right here, right now where we are. So I release, surrender this word into that law of divine activity. It can't return void. I've spoken it, and I'm one with the presence. So all is well, and so it is. Amen.
Grand and glorious. I love it. Let's all stand, and we're going to ask God to lead us, to use us. Here we go. 1, 2,
All that
together in our divinity salute as we turn to greet our neighbors with a bow. Together, divine love, divine in me, greets the divine in you, and we serve and celebrate together for the glory of God. All right, one more time. Use me, God. Here we go. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Give yourselves a hand. That was beautiful.
Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning, Unity Renaissance, here and afar. Good morning. My name is Lisa Smith, and I'm so happy to be your platform host for today. Our word for today is awareness. And please join me in our affirmation up here on the screen. Together, the world feels new as I grow in awareness. Spending time in mindful contemplation increases my awareness of my surroundings. As I concentrate and focus my attention, I shut out distractions and settle my unquiet mind. My world begins to feel brighter, vibrant, and more alive as I notice the soft sounds and minute textures and colors I overlooked before. Spending time in prayer increases my awareness of God's goodness, which I share with others when I am patient and kind, generous, and forgiving. This goodness returns to me as kindness and gentleness in the people I meet, and ease and grace in all the places that I go. The world has not changed, but I have. My awareness of God in and as my life has opened my eyes and ears, my mind, and my heart. Our scripture verse is from Psalm chapter 119, verse 18. Open my eyes so that I may behold wondrous things out of your law. If you would like prayer support today, we have a prayer chaplain available to pray with you. Shelley, if you would please stand. And she will be available in the chapel outside the narthex after the service today to pray with you for whatever your needs are. Thank you. And all please stand while we sing the Lord's Psalm.
For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you stays.
Please be seated.
Ricky's going to do a little Ricky Byers for you. Lily's going to do a little Ricky Byers. I'm going to say Ricky's going to do a little
You're not
Lily
gonna do it?
Byers.
You're not doing it?
I didn't hear what she said. God is all there is.
My wings were heavy, I could not fly, haunted by dreams that were meant to come true. Love was there, I could not see it, so the voice of salvation came shining through, and you said, God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. In the sky of my mind was lightning and thunder. I never could trust it could finally be right. The truth in your eyes said, don't worry, don't wonder. Sing me your song that has shattered the lie. And you said, God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. And like the shepherd, you pulled me through. When my heart was troubled, I didn't know what to do. Your compassion planted a seed in my life. Now the flowers in me. All the time I'm singing. All the time I'm singing. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. Your wings are heavy and you cannot fly, haunted by dreams that were meant to come true. God is right there, you just have to see it. Let the voice of salvation come shining through, and just sing, God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. Oh, God is that is all there will ever be.
Can I get an amen? Lily Scott.
That was a wonderful song for Lily to sing. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That was a biased song. Okay, so today I have a story to tell you. I'm going to start out with this metaphysical interpretation of a story about a soul's journey toward illumination. And the journey is represented by a young girl named Dorothy and her 4 travel companions in the land of Oz. Okay, so Dorothy, she represents the soul moving through life, seeking a higher truth, seeking illumination. The Creator reveals the qualities that she'll need to reach her destination, and those qualities will show up in the Scarecrow, in the Tin Man, and in the Lion. Those are the qualities we would need to do illumination. Dorothy is you and I. The straw man represents intelligence, principles, morals, and wisdom to steer Dorothy in the right direction. The Tin Man, who's seeking a heart, he has an awakened spiritual heart, which is connected to the source. He has demonstrated emotions, care, empathy, and compassion. The Lion is representing and seeking courage. We have to let go of fear. The Lion had the ability to stand up to life's challenges and for what was right. The last character in this story is Toto. Well, Toto, I kind of thought about, she didn't have a Great Dane or a large dog, a boxer or a German Shepherd. She had Toto, because Toto represents intuition, that small voice within that's always there that we listen to. And we wouldn't have got the message if it hadn't have been a teacup-sized dog. So Toto had to be kind of small. The Wizard, false hope, placed in salvation and illumination through a religion, through politics or politician, or through some accepted group that we thought was right. But the lesson out of all of that was, all that we need is within. And how do we access it? We access it by practicing the presence. Practice, that's a verb. To perform an activity or an exercise repeatedly, to improve and maintain proficiency, and to perform something regularly. Presence is a noun. Application of an idea or a belief as opposed to a theory. Actively pursuing a particular way of life. How does one begin to practice the present? You just don't wake up and there it is. I say through spiritual growth. And like the butterfly has a 4-stage life cycle, I would offer or suggest that we have a 4-stage spiritual growth cycle. Stage 1, it's happening to me and I'm a victim. It's always happening. For the butterfly, the eggs are laid on the leaf. My belief is that situations outside guide our lives. We have no control, cannot change our circumstances. Belief that our race, place of birth, or education level drives our lives. We are often lost and miserable, unsure of where our life is heading, feel anxious and lost. That's feeling like a victim. The spiritual practice, probably little or none at all. My belief, life is controlled by outside circumstances. My thought process, why is this always happening to me? And I know some of you will remember that song by Charlie Brown, He's a Clown, It's Always Happening to Him. Well, the victim stage is, why is it always happening to me? But there's a growth opportunity here. Giving up blame. Well, that's kind of a challenge, giving up blame. Well, the stage 2, things happen by me. And at this stage, we're looking at larva or the caterpillar. That's the second stage. My conscious level at this stage is moving from victim state to manifester. Things are happening by me, believing I can direct the course of my experiences, not limited by circumstances. I start to understand the laws of the universe, and I use them. I feel powerful, and I feel in charge. And if some of you can remember the movie The Secret, there was a guy in a chair that wanted a car. And he sat comfortably, and he started that car, and he was driving. And when he parked it, he got out and zapped it while he was in house slippers and his house coat. But he was practicing using the law. His spiritual practice was visioning and affirming. His thought process was he can attract anything he wanted in life. But there was very little, if any, connection to God. It was about what he could do coming through him. The growth opportunity was to give up control. Now, I remember when I was in prac training back in LA, when things happened, and I started getting involved with science of mind. And I remember the first thing I did to treat for, as the guy in the car, in The Secret, a parking space. Well, that's kind of natural in LA because you don't find parking spaces. So I was practicing this law. There's going to be a parking space, and you know what? They always one appeared. And I says, uh-oh, this stuff works, you know? So one morning, I was listening to Richelieu and Hornaday. That was my 7 o'clock spiritual input. And he was talking about why people can't become millionaires. Well, we can't because we can't consciously embody what it feels like to be a millionaire. So I said, but I can consciously embody $50 a month raise. That I could handle, that I could embody, that I could believe. Doggone, I worked for Santa Monica Unified School District, and doggone if they didn't come through and do a job reevaluation and I got $50. I knew at that moment I was cooking with gas. This law really works. But there's more to it. There's a stage 3. Things happen through me. The caterpillar now has formed a chrysalis, and inside there's a metamorphosis stage happening. My conscious level, or a conscious level at that time, is let go of thinking we need to make things happen. We realize there's a larger purpose for this life we are living. We begin to trust the universe. Realize we're not here to be self-serving, to be a channel for divine consciousness. Life's challenges no longer control me. Nothing is insurmountable in life. So my belief at this time is begin to trust the universe, the ultimate surrender to the presence. The spiritual practice at this stage is meditation and prayer. The growth opportunity at this stage is to give up the ego and any sense of separation. This means I'm growing. And then there's stage 4. Things happen as me. Transformation has happened in me and in the chrysalis, because now I'm practicing the presence and the butterfly has emerged and flies away. I consciously identify now with my Creator in stage 4. I know that God and I are one. I experience miracles and mystical moments. I know that we are all part of the same fabric of universal consciousness. Ego takes a back seat as we come to terms with this idea. We feel more connected to everyone and everything. Unconditional love towards all life. That's agape love. My spiritual practice at this time is meditation, prayer, and sacred service. And we have a lot of people here at this church performing sacred service. We have touched spiritual illumination. At this stage, we are practicing the presence. Unfortunately, some of you are familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And he has 5. physiological, safety, belonging and love, esteem, and self-actualization. But as Maslow says, and I know, unlike the butterfly, we humans are always moving in between any of these 4 stages. Some days we're on stage 4 and we know that we know that we know. And other days you can wake up and you're the victim. And why is it always happening to me? So we have to give ourselves a break because we will be moving through that. But once we touch that illumination or once we touch the hem of the garment, you can't go back to victim and stay there. You might touch that, but you will always knowing there's much more than wallowing in self-pity or feeling sorry for yourself. Well, let's talk about how does one's life improve when we are practicing the presence. First of all, we have an expanded consciousness. We allow ourselves to really open up to the world, to God as we understand it. We know who and whose we are. We are one with the infinite. Patience. We learn patience. Everything is on time and in time in divine life. We have whole soul surrender to spiritual practice. That is, including meditation, prayer, study, community involvement, and definitely our church involvement. Whole soul surrender. Forgiving, that's a hard one sometimes, but forgiving because we know the truth that the truth is the only reality. And the truth is that God is all that there is. And she just sang that. God is all that there is. We have spiritual maturity, discernment, and self-discipline. Now, I'm working on that one because I gotta have skinny pop. So that's a challenge for me, that self-discipline. We problem solve through expanded awareness, never, ever from the level of the problem. You have to kick it upstairs, and I call upstairs in the higher consciousness. Because we don't tell God about our problems. We tell our problems about our God. We fellowship with like-minded people. And there's a great fellowship in this community right here. I live in a constant state of gratitude. That, to me, is so important. That's grateful to wake up at my age. That's thankful for the day. That's thankful for my water. That's thankful for my food. I can be sitting in a restaurant. I'm going to stop and bless my food. Always, always in gratitude. That keeps that channel open. When you're giving Thanksgiving, there's an opening where things can download to you that you need to know. As I said, things come to you on time and in time. Receptive, we say yes with an open heart and mind for the highest good. We have to be receptive. Otherwise, you're closed down, and once you close down, nothing comes through. And I've got a story about that one. Infinite possibilities are always available when you're in that stage. We tithe. That's an important one. We tithe to reveal the grace of God, because we know that God is our sufficiency. If they're talking about a recession, we give more, because we can't buy into what the news says. We always have to be doing the opposite of the gloom and doom that may be happening, because I don't want to embody that into my consciousness. We want to keep that out there. So, also in stage 4, we recognize and acknowledge the challenges to social justice issues. For instance, healthcare, homelessness, food insecurity, voting rights, gun violence, affordable housing, human rights, pay equity, racial and age discrimination, gender and sexual identity, environment and climate change, poverty, clean water, recovery programs, politics. They are all a call for prayer, and for us to have the courage of the lion, to stand up for what we know is truth. And that's a tall order, but that's what we engage in when we're practicing the presence. In the Buddhist religion, a bodhisattva is an illumined person, one whose essence is perfect knowledge. That bodhisattva delays transitioning to nirvana, which is a state of perfect peace and happiness, to stay and help others achieve spiritual awareness on this plane of expression. So I think we are like bodhisattvas. And here's why I think that. Today and every Sunday, our vision is a spiritually awakened world living in peace, love, and joy. If that's the vision that we have for the world, that's the vision we got to be carrying within ourselves. We can't say that for a hot 30 seconds on Sunday here and go out in the world and see differences and see lack and limitation and see homelessness and all of the things that I've just read. Our mission statement says we transform lives that transform the world. I can't transform your life unless I'm carrying a light of a life that's transformed. The work is always within here. And when we get the work settled within here, you will see it. Somebody will know there's something about you, and I want to know more about. Where do you worship? Unity, Renaissance, where's that? That's what we're carrying. We cannot impose our spiritual and our mission statement, but we can expose it by living it, by carrying it, by being it, okay? We can help others achieve spiritual awakeness as we live our vision and mission statements by actively practicing the presence, okay? So before I close, I got to give you a story about myself. I think it was in June when Reverend Paula was lining up the speakers for August. And she asked me, what Sunday do you want? And I said, oh, the last one, August 29th. You know, it gave me plenty of time. And then I got an email from Alicia that says, Reverend Paula wants to know, what's your topic? And I don't know why I said practicing the presence. After I sent that email, I said, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What, practicing, and I had a victim meltdown on that one. I was stressing. So I went to bed, and I had a dream, and I want you to follow this dream. First of all, I was downtown LA on San Pedro Street. Now that's downtown, okay, where they do factories and stuff, but I was down there. I was in a seedy hotel, about a 5-story hotel. Well, don't judge me yet. But I was down there, and I was sitting at a table in the lobby. I wasn't in a room. I was sitting at the table in the lobby, and I was asking this person, what am I going to talk about this practicing the presence? And they were at the table, but they had their back turned to me, so I couldn't see whether it was a man or a woman, but I wasn't getting any results. And I saw this little narrow staircase, but I said, I'm going to go down to City Hall, that's LA City Hall, and I'm going to see if I can get information down there. So I went out on Sam, it was a sunny day, and I started walking down towards City Hall. And I heard somebody saying, Ardell, Ardell. And I turned around and I looked, I didn't see anybody, but I could hear my name. And they said, look up. And I looked up and the sun was in my eye, and there was 2 or 3 people in the window saying, come on up. And I said, oh no, I got to go to City Hall to get information for this talk. So they said, well, when you're finished, come on up. I said, well, how do I get up there? And they said, you know, you've been here before. And I woke up. And I got out of that. You don't need to hunt around. Just be still and know and let it download. And boy, did it download. It gushed down. I mean, I was writing and trying to remember this. My meditation time, it was pouring forth. But that was my lesson. But practicing the presence, you get it quick. I didn't have to go searching for it. I just got still. The dream told me what I needed to do. Come on upstairs. Go up to that higher consciousness. Go up to that place where you know that you know that you know. So I invite all of you to let me do a moment of prayer before we go into the quiet time. How grateful I am to this moment to be here talking about practicing the presence, because I know that that is a life desire, to just be still and know that God is always in this moment in time, right here, right now, where each one of us are. I'm so grateful that I had surrendered my life to allow myself to be open, to listen, to be that quiet voice, to hear it as it downloads into me, not always quiet, sometimes pretty loud, but it comes forth and I am hearing and receptive and saying yes, yes, yes to the service, yes to the call. And I know and invite each and every one here in the sound of this voice to think about their 4 stages and to step up into that 4th stage, open their heart and mind and be a vehicle. Be here to be God's hands and feet, because that's all there is to life, is being here and being God, being at one with that infinite, being who we are, because we are belonging to that infinite presence. And if you will have a moment of silence with me. And so it is.
Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your
So, it's time to invite you for our love offering. And you can give through smartphone by texting GIVE to
540-418-1228. Text now. Jazz hands.
And for those of us that are here, we can always drop a donation in the back of the basket on your way out. Please join me in our divine love, our offertory blessing, as we say it together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Give it back to you, press down, shake it together, running over, back in good measure, it's given back to you.
Thank you, Ardell. That was awesome talk. So blessed by you today. Now we're about to be blessed by Boyd.
So did anybody feel like Ardell's talk was just like an extension of her praying? Did anybody else get that too? I did. Thank you so much. That was fantastic.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. God is so good all the time.
I don't
my peaks and the valleys. I can feel the spirit inside me. So good, so good. All the time, I want to testify, and it's so good through my darkest hour. I call on the mighty power to carry me through. You better believe it's true. So good, so good, all the time. Bring it back. All the time, through my highs and my lows, through my ups and downs. There's one thing that never changes, is the grace of God. So good, all the time. Well, so good, all the
Brother Boy Black on this. And Nick Flores on saxophone.
Wow, you guys.
Aiden Hamilton on guitar. And Alicia Flores on backup vocals.
Good morning. Hey, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome any newcomers. If you're here for the first, second, or third time, talking to you, please raise your hand. Yes, we have a gift for you. And if you're online and you're a guest, we are also welcoming you. So if you have any questions.
Number of fingers.
Put your first second,
visit?
or third.
Second visit or third visit, please.
It's very important.
We have different gifts, yes, different gifts. We're so glad you're here, and if no one has said welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Yes, we invite you to join us after the service today for some juicy, fresh red watermelon. I saw it there in the kitchen. It looks fabulous. This is wrapping up our Sizzlin' Summer Sunday series. That's a tongue twister. And this is sponsored by our wonderful Unity Renaissance music team this morning.
That's right.
Appreciate that.
Bought and cut.
Hey guys, this weekend is the end of summer. Labor Day weekend, we're having a barbecue with entertainment from the music team. Woo! Yeah. And food provided by the mighty men of Unity. It's $5. All the funds are going back into service here at the church, or at Unity Renaissance. So please join us this weekend for that. It's going to be a blast.
I know. Dancing.
Come one, come all. Yes, and our hospitality team is looking for volunteers to help out in our community here numerous ways. If you enjoy the refreshments after the service, you can help out with that. If you enjoy greeting people, you're a people person, you can do that with greetings. So introverts and extroverts alike, we have something for you to do. So you can find out more about that by swinging by the kitchen after the service and asking in there.
Absolutely. All right, we have some wellness classes that we've introduced starting last week. We have Unity Yoga with Katie Cook. That meets every Tuesday at 5:30. Bring a mat, bring a stretchy band or a belt that you can use, and come join Unity Yoga. It's easy yoga for anyone. Anyone can do it no matter what level you are. And starting this week on Thursdays at 4 p.m., we have easy Tai Chi classes with Katie Cook. So I know that there are many of you out here that have not done Tai Chi and want to try, myself included. So join us for that.
Great. And our September Higher Consciousness film this month is actually going to be the second Friday of the month because of the holiday. And that is going to be on September 10th, starting at 7 p.m. The film is Milton's Secret, which is based on the book by Eckhart Tolle. And this is about the journey of preteen Milton Adams as he learns to navigate through life and finding true happiness while also learning to deal with his fears about life and bullies and the problems of his grown-up parents.
Heartwarming movie. Oh, I got goosebumps, you guys. You know what that means. Hey, are you interested in becoming an active member? Or are you interested in just learning more about Unity Renaissance and the Unity movement? We have an opportunity for you to learn more in our Path to Discovery classes throughout the month of September. There are several opportunities to come and learn. Sign up in the narthex. If you have any questions, Cindy Mills is ready to answer them. Join us for any of these classes. You see them listed on the screen here.
I'm going to jump in on that. So in order, a lot of you all recognize that this is a little different than regular churches. So in our Path to Discovery class, which will kind of teach you about what Unity's origins are and what things are about. So if anybody asks you, you know, and answer any questions you have. And we feel like that's a basis for becoming a member here. So if you're really interested, please sign up.
Yes, Reverend Richard is one of the teachers of that class.
Cindy and I do that.
If you have any questions, you can find him after the service. He'll be serving watermelon.
Serving/eating.
And our wonderful Reverend Paula returns next Sunday from her sabbatical. We have all missed her, but we've had great fill-ins. And so she will be launching a 3-part series on the nature of God. So that will be starting next Sunday, September 5th. So hopefully you'll join us either here or online.
Absolutely. And now we would like to take this opportunity to welcome our youth. Come on in, children. We want to see you.
We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God.
Come on.
We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. Light of God. We are walking, walking. We are walking, walking. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking, walking. We are walking, walking. We are walking in the light of God.
Oh, we got something special going on.
One more time.
Walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God.
Come on, guys.
We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking, walking. We are walking, walking. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking, walking. We are walking, walking. We are walking in the light of God.
One more time. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
It's just walking in the light of God.
Hello.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Good morning, Unity. So we have our youth education up here. We have our teachers, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go and ask where's our Uniteens at? There they are. We have our Uniteen class, our 4 students right here. Who would like to share some of the magic that happened in that classroom this morning? Oh. Who was supposed to share? Oh, come on, Jeremiah. Come on. Come step right up. Okay, here you go.
We were talking about like if you think about negative thoughts, you would get negative outcome, and if you think about positive, you will get positive outcome.
The seeds that are planted. We have 2 teachers that stepped into substitute roles today. We had a special combined classroom of kindergarten all the way through 5th grade, and we had some really creative magic. This is Brian Egan and Kathy Sterling.
Hello, hello. I would like one of our volunteers to tell what the seeds were. Remember what the seeds were?
The seeds were the watermelon seed.
Oh, the watermelon seeds, that's right. What do they represent?
They represent thoughts.
Yes,
All right.
So,
and we have
our
seedless
roots-
watermelon today.
And our roots were our words, right? And then the vines, right? They were the moving, right?
Yeah. And all of the things are labeled.
Right. Right, so we know what they are. Yes. So they become our habits, our character becomes our destiny.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you to our youth ed today. And now we are going to invite you to step into the prayer for protection.
Together, the light of God surrounds us.